H.R. 2977, which is a congressional bill from 2001. If you look at the next to last page, it is highlighted there where the Congress is admitting that chemtrails do exist and that they are an aerial weapon. Now, that is an admission from Congress. There's no denial that chemtrails exist. Oh. We know that chemtrails do exist because Congress has admitted it. Okay, you've seen the bill right there. The problem that I think would fall under your jurisdiction is what exactly is being sprayed from the chemtrails, and is it or is it not hazardous to the people, air, and water of the state of Arizona? That's my question. That's where the investigation from neutral parties needs to come from.
Yes, sir.
Hello, my name's Al DeChico. I live in Golden Valley, and I understand that this is a federal issue. I understand that from speaking to the governor's office, that they cannot or will not even make a statement about this. My question is, have you tested the rainwater? And if you haven't, have you seen the results of our rainwater tests? And also, are you aware that many of the people sitting in this room right here have very high levels of barium, aluminum, and strontium in their blood? People are getting sick and dying. And we want the ADEQ not just to give us a little speech today, but actually to maybe perhaps speak out against it if you know it's going on. And if not, I would suggest you do a lot more investigation. We've been doing it for years. So I'd like a comment on, one, the rainwater, what's in it, and two, what's in our blood. And if it's not coming from geoengineering, is it your responsibility to investigate that and tell us where it is coming from? Thank you. To take a position on this and investigate it further and find out where these toxic metals are coming from that are in our rainwater and in our blood. Thank you.
From Kingman. I understand your skepticism, I really do. But I have a couple questions for you. Not to come up against you, but to try to get your agency moving. The ADEQ.
Yes, sir. ADEQ
has a mission statement, does it not? It was created for a purpose.
It does.
Can you tell us what that is?
If I can read it, I certainly can. Our mission statement is to protect and enhance public health and the environment in Arizona.
Very good. Okay, my second question to you is this. Now, if these people have evidence, if they have enough accumulated evidence to be of interest, can you tell us who to send it to get an investigation going? Because if their health is in danger, that's within your mission statement. My third question to you is, if there is sufficient evidence to invoke your jurisdiction for the purposes of your mission statement, can the state of Arizona, through your office or through someone else, file that complaint against the federal government and get something moving? So can you tell us who to send our evidence to?
The problem is we have no jurisdiction over this issue, so sending it to our scientists won't help. We can't do anything.
Why do you not have jurisdiction if your mission statement has to do with public health and they have evidence that their health may be being affected, not by engine emissions, but apparently by a deliberate spraying effort? When does your mission statement bring in your jurisdiction in the interest of the people of the state that you're apparently intended to protect? If you can't do that, what is the purpose of your department? So who do we send our evidence to get our public servants moving?
Spoke earlier, you have standards. I'm curious to know when those standards were set and when do you renew them and do new tests to see what they're dumping on us.
From an airplane, that's completely disinformation. It doesn't come from engines. This comes from spray nozzles that are retrofitted on airplanes. And I want to know, that's right. My question is, If you don't have any jurisdiction over the air quality, or over the air, when they fly up in the air and they dump this on us, who has jurisdiction over the generators while they're on the ground?
We have jurisdiction over the ground generators, yes.
Okay, so who's testing those? And the airplanes that emit these while they're on the ground, before they fly up in the sky?
Yeah, I think that all of us, for a long time, have known that we're being sprayed. This is not contrails. Contrails are very short. Chemtrails go along the sky. And when you see these planes go from one end of what you see to the other and back again and back again and back again, and you have sometimes as many as 10 planes doing this at one time. And you know, we have gotten a hold of Jan Brewer's office and the senators throughout the United States. And in Jan Brewer's office, finally, they said, oh, well, you need to do the FAA. We got a hold of them, nothing. They said, there's nothing, it's contrails. So then we go back to Jan Brewer's office, and no one will talk again. And really, frankly, we're not the only people. There are people all over the place that have sent information in. Now, you're here, and you're inadequate to be able to take care of this for us. But whoever can, anybody who's in a place of power, like Kelly Ward, or you in your office, you need to really push this, because really, we are being sprayed like we're bugs, and it's really not okay.
I have a question for both of you. I like your own opinion and personal thoughts. Working for a quality control agency, as you guys do, when in Phoenix, when you go outside and you must see trails everywhere on certain days, what are your thoughts? Don't you think that, hey, something needs to be done with the air? Is this normal?
I'm not a scientist.
Libby Schneider, Lake Havasu. I moved to Lake Havasu 6 years ago, and 5 years ago I started seeing these chemtrails fly over. It's been constant since 5 years this fall. Okay, this is nanoparticle aluminum, barium, strontium. As Russell Blaylock says, it goes straight up your olfactory nerve into your brain. They're finding all kinds of rhinal disintegration, degeneration of our brain. We're breathing it in here. It's an irritant. The Navy has done, and the Air Force has done, nanoparticle exposure levels on rats. It causes pulmonary fibrosis, macrophage, inflammatory processes in our bodies. You're smirking the whole time here, telling us and just stonewalling us this entire time, saying you can't do anything. Our air is crap. You know, it was clear 5 years ago. Now it's a constant haze. We're breathing in this every single breath we take, all year long, all night long. This stuff is so small it cannot be filtered out of HEPA filters, because we're a couple of orders of magnitude smaller than a HEPA filter. It's like I am so angry. I'm a chiropractor. My job is trying to take care of people, and we're being sprayed to death, and you're just doing nothing about it. So it's like, get someone who does something.
In your opinion, do you think we're a bunch of nuts? Or what is your true opinion of this whole phenomenon? I moved from Michigan about 12 years ago, and one of my neighbors out in Valley Vista was telling me about this spray and stuff, and we affectionately nicknamed him Jet Poop Bob, you know. But, you know, when I first moved here, for the first few years, day after day after day, a crystal clear blue skies. We loved it. Arizona. It is no more, Senator.
Todd Howard, Kingman. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for coming. I know you all have valid concerns, and I'm sure a lot of you have good, solid evidence. But what I want to talk to you about is no matter what you present here tonight, it's going to fall on deaf ears. Now, they've told you this is a jurisdictional matter. And the reason I wanted this nice lady here to point out the mission statement of the ADEQ is you are that jurisdiction. Do you understand? They have no jurisdiction about what comes out of the back of an airplane until it affects your health. Now, you have to, listen to me, what you have to do is you have to get your evidence together, and you have to make a claim. You have to file a complaint, and you've got to be able to substantiate it. For any state agency to find jurisdiction, there's got to be a claim of damage. Do you understand that? It's very simple law. I guarantee you that the state agencies have jurisdiction when they want so many bucks for you running a stop sign. They're just happier than hell to collect money. But if you want to get them moving for your benefit, then you have to understand that you are that jurisdiction, and you have to set that jurisdiction in motion. Get your public servants off top dead center. Get a claim together, get your evidence together, get organized. Please, please do not be so naive as to think you're going to make anybody up there care. They're your public servants. Get them in motion. Get your claim together. Get moving. Do not be naive.
But as a Vietnam veteran, we were told not to worry about Agent Orange. I would like to once again serve my country to stand behind one of these jetliners with you, the Attorney General and ADEQ Director, and a few of your fellow senators with no face masks for 15 minutes. Be sprayed what is ever coming out of these planes, since there is nothing to worry about. Roy Trampy, Hackberry, Arizona.
Number one, why are they dumping it? We should really be asking the question, are they trying to see how sick we get before we die? God damn them.
First of all, I want to say, you don't look like a scientist or an attorney. You look like me. You look like all of us. And you mentioned that you have a daughter. And I don't know if you have children yet or not, but I think that like us, regular people, you would care if this was going to somehow affect your children as well. I moved here in '85, and the beautiful blue skies that I saw every day when I opened up my blind were just enough to make your heart jump for joy. But in the late '90s, I looked up. And to my surprise, I saw these crazy things going on in the sky. And like your daughter, I was like, what's that? And I started counting. I stopped counting at 26 lines that crisscrossed and went different ways, but the 26 that I could identify individually. And every year, I've seen it get worse and worse.
Again, you know, like I moved here 6 years ago. The sky was beautiful and clear. In 2009, it started to get sprayed all the time. It is a white blanket, hazy muck all the time. It doesn't matter if we're being currently sprayed or not. It's always there. It's always there. You can't analyze that.
There is.
Plus, as I said, this is nanoparticle. Once this genie's out of the bottle, it's not going back in. And the plants, there's like what Rosalind Peterson is a, agricultural analyst for California. 50 million hectares of trees have died because of the fogging out, clouding out. They're not even making enough photosynthesis to maintain themselves. Plus, the toxicity of the aluminum and things are causing their roots to shut down, so they're not even uptaking water. This is a problem, kids. This is a big problem. This is death to plant life, death to bacteria, death to, right now, the species extinction rate is 150 to 200 a day, 73,000 a year. This is not something that you can sneeze off and brush aside. If you have kids, you should care. If you have lungs or a brain, you should care. This is toxicity that is in our air every breath we take in this room. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not here. It's a nanoparticle. It's toxic. Aluminum is a toxic protoplasmic poison. It stifles numerous enzyme systems in all your cells. It passes the blood-brain barrier. It degrades the blood-brain barrier. It degrades the tight junction cells in your intestines. It causes leaky gut syndrome. It's causing a host of problems. And you look so bored here. You're just smirking the whole time, and it's like a big joke to you. This is important. Our country is being poisoned, and nothing is going to be done about it.
Everything is dying right now. The birds, the bees, the bats, the fish, the trees. I've got a report with me here that is a 29-day global report on fish die-offs. We caught a blip on the news about the Monterey, California fish die-off on May 17th of this year. We did not hear that there was 4 other states in our nation that were having massive fish die-offs. In that 29 days from April 19th to May 17th, there was 33 events around this planet, all of them involving millions of fish at 19 different locations on our planet. Everything is dying right now. Now, with all due respect, Senator Ward, I understood what you were saying about taking baby steps because that's necessary in the political arena when you're trying to accomplish something. We don't have time to take baby steps. We need to take huge steps if we stand any chance of doing anything about this.